Are you looking to run an aggressive style wheel and tire setup on not just your G30, but as well as your F30 BMW, but you also want to keep your factory wheels and run bigger tire setups, or go with aftermarket options and really put some meat on your wheel? Today I'm going to talk about wheels and tires and what might be your best option depending on where you live, whether that's running summers, all seasons, or winter tires. What is up, you guys? JB Cars back here, and today I have a very interesting video for you guys. Today I have all three of the BMWs together, and we are going to be talking about running aggressive wheel and tire setup options on all three of these vehicles. For example, we have stock rims with bigger, more aggressive tires on them, and then two aftermarket options you can do, not just for the F30 but for the G30. Whatever options you guys are looking to run, I have probably some of the best recommendations. Whether you want to keep your stock rims and put bigger, beefier tires on them, or get aftermarket rims and run bigger, staggered size setup tires. To start off this video, we are going to start talking with summer tires. So the F30 and the G30 both have their summer setups on. When we look at most of the factory tire sized options, the G30 M550 comes already from the factory with a staggered wheel and tire setup. So the front stock factory wheels, which actually have the winter tires on this, which we will get to in a little bit, the stock front size rims are actually 20 by 8, so 20-inch rim diameter with a 8-inch width. The factory tire size in the front is 245, 35, 20. And now if we move along to the rear of the M550, the stock specs are 20 by 9-inch rim, and then 275, 30, 20 tires. For the stock setup, staggered wise, it is a pretty aggressive setup already from the factory. It doesn't look too bad. The tires look great. The staggered setup definitely looks very good. If you want to put more meat on not just your rims but your tires as well, this, guys, is probably the absolute perfect setup to run on your M550. We will make our way over to the F30 in a little bit, but I want to do the M550 first. So with the M550 tire wise, so guys, we're now running a 275, 35, 20 tire, which actually, if you look right here, it does have a star logo. You guys might be wondering what that star logo might mean. Across all modern manufacturers for tires, they all have these certain little coatings here. So if we move back to our back tire, this one says AO. There are multiple different letters, and basically all those letters mean is that they are tire specific to a certain vehicle. So with our front tires on the M550, they are star specs. So these are actually off of an F90 M5. So these exact tires are what come factory on an F90 M5, and we put them on the M550. And guys, this car sits just like an M5 does now. It is actually very crazy. The rear definitely has way more meat than the factory M5 rear tires. The factory M5 rear tires are actually 285, 35, 20, along with that star spec. But on the rear, guys, we are running 305, 30, 20. And for AO actually is for Audi. These tires are direct tire replacements for a Lamborghini Huracan or an Audi R8. When we come underneath and look at how aggressive these tires look, guys, this is a lot of meat for this vehicle, and I mean a lot of meat. And guys, these tires do not affect the X-Drive system really at all. I mean, it handles absolutely amazing now. It puts the power down so well. The car squats and just launches, guys, running these aggressive tires on these wheels. So the aftermarket wheels I have are 20 by 9 in the front and a 20 by 10 in the rear. With my offset, I am running a 10 mil spacer in the front to clear that inner strut tower I probably could have gotten away with probably just a 5mm spacer, but I went with the 10 just for that extra assurance. And guys, the car does not rub at all. The offset on my wheels is still a little too far in. That's why I have a spacer, because if my offset was a little bit more out, I definitely would not have needed to run a spacer. So with certain wheel options, you do not need to run spacers at all. You just have to kind of crunch the numbers. I definitely recommend doing wheel and tire size calculators before you guys go to run these setups. I know the rear tires are a little bit ever so slightly shorter, so they spin more revolutions as opposed to the fronts. I tried to get it as close as I possibly could, but for running these aggressive tire setups, the F30 actually wears these tires very, very well and has absolutely, like, I think the F30 like chassis should have came stock like this. This is kind of like M3 fitment for the F30 as we move along to it. So the F30 stock, if you have the stock 19-inch option, it comes with 225, 40, 19 in the front, a 255, 35, 20, 19 in the rear. So now with the F30, we are actually running 245, 40, 19 in the front and 275, 35, 19 in the rear. So we are running basically with the M550 comes stock tire width on the F30. And guys, this car even looks very, very aggressive as well. And here is a nice aggressive look at the M550. In person, guys, this car looks way, way more just beefy. It just sits so much better. So you guys, having a higher tire sidewall will actually fill in your gaps a little more. So I'll talk about that more with the all seasons with the 328D, because that's what I decided to run with all seasons on that vehicle. So now to just talk about summer tires overall and if you should run them on your BMW. In my personal opinion, I'd 100% recommend running summer performance tires, depending on your region. I'm in the Great Lakes area. I'm actually in Ohio, so I tend to have pretty mild to severe winters, hence why I have winter tires for these two. I decided not to run winters on the 328D. I'll talk about that in a few, but basically running summer tires in the summer, your temperatures are consistently above 45 degrees all year round, then you should just honestly run summer tires all year round. But if you are in a region where, you know, you want to run winter and tire setups, I mean, here we get pretty bad snowstorms in the winter with that lake effect snow. We get absolutely dumped on. You know, it's pretty nice to have winter tires, especially for these German beasts who are used to snow. Obviously, running an all season is a great option, but if you are looking for that extra performance and you want to run two setups, 100% go for it. It is so worth it. These things perform like crazy in the snow. I did a review on the M550 with its winter tires, so be sure to go check out that video. It is a great in-depth video on winter tires if you're looking to hear mainly about winter tires. But back to all seasons and summers. So with summer tires, you basically get all that performance when it is nice and warm. With all seasons, you will still get performance, but at the same time, you are going to be lacking a lot of the characteristics that a summer tire might have, such as handling, performance, wet performance. Obviously, you'll be better with all seasons. These are also not terrible in rain. They're not absolutely god awful. Those Pilot Sport 4S's might be a bit of a problem though in the rain, because they do not really handle that much if you're trying to put power down in the rain. I'll tell you guys that. But transitioning a little bit over to all seasons do have a great purpose as well. They are that in between, that middle like warrior that you know, is perfect to run. So I have a squared setup of 245, 45, 18s on the 328D. They come with an 18 by 8 inch rim, and from the factory tire size they come with 225, 45, 19. So I basically kept that higher profile, but I also increased the width, so I do have a lot more meat getting on the ground with this vehicle as well. But I did throw all seasons on it, as opposed to running a aggressive like fitment for the 328 on this. I decided not to go that route with this because this car is mainly a commuter car. It's just getting a lot of miles put on it, so I don't really want to dump a whole lot of money into it as I did with the 328. When it comes to running all season tires all year round, these things are great, like I said, in the snow. And these, in my opinion, are the best all season tires that money can buy. The Continental Extreme Contact DWS06. These are by far the best all season tire money can buy for any sedan, BMW, like it doesn't even need to be a BMW, like just any sedan in general. These are the best all season tire for really any vehicle, period. They're all around extremely comfortable. They are super good in the snow, really hold up with performance in the summer as well. They actually handle phenomenally, but running, like I said, that all season tire does give you that balance of both. You can still be sporty and also not have to worry a whole lot with buying winter tires. Now, if you are in a climate where you are getting, you know, a couple feet of snow, definitely run some winter tires, but do not, in my opinion, run all seasons if you're getting all that snow. All seasons are great in the snow, don't get me wrong, but they're not really made, you know, feet of snow. Like if you have 2 or 3 feet of snow, I would not recommend all seasons. I would try and encourage you to invest in some winter tires. Now for the winter tires, I do have both of these cars on just their stock factory tire sizes. So stock, this car came with 225, 50, 17, which here are those winter tires right here. I'm still cleaning them up and prepping them for storage. Running a squared winter setup, from what I've heard, is always the route to go. You get better handling, better performance, everything, as opposed to running a staggered winter setup. I just run the staggered setup on winter tires for the M550 because that's what the rims already are. But yeah, guys, running a winter setup on your BMW is absolutely amazing. I mean, winter tires just perform so much better than all season tires, especially on these beasts. You know, your handling is honestly still really good. I'm not saying go out there and race your car when there's ice and snow on the roads, but are a great investment if you're looking to have that extra performance in the snow in a climate that is very cold in the winter and has a lot of snow. Now, if I had to tell you which ones to obviously go with, between your BMW or your Audi, Mercedes, it does not matter what kind of car. Me personally, I'm going to say it like this. Since this car is performance based, I 100% recommend running 2 setups. Are there people that run all season tires on this? Yes, I know for a fact. I've seen it all over the internet. There's a lot of people that have M550s that run those same exact Continentals on the stock factory rims, and they run that more aggressive setup with the sidewall, like I was saying. You know, running that more aggressive sidewall, you know, you're getting a whole lot more comfort and cushion, especially where you live. It might be a great thing to do for all those like people that live in Brooklyn and New York area, you know, all those people that deal with potholes on a daily basis definitely would go up in that sidewall. But the absolute best thing for you guys to do is to just run those summer performance in the summer, run winters in the winter, especially if you daily it. Like this setup I have on this is absolutely perfect, and this thing is an absolute, like, this is the best daily money can buy in my personal opinion. As well as if say this were a 340 or a 335, whatever, I put that setup on this car because it was a black car. I just wanted to look pretty aggressive. You guys, to wrap up this video, I hope you guys get a better understanding on all season tires, winter tires, summer performance tires. These cars are made for all of those kinds of tires. They run extremely better when you have the correct tire at the right time of year. I'm not saying everybody has to go and buy summer tires or go buy winter tire, run 2 setup. You know, I'm not saying everybody has to do that. I'm just saying, you know, personally, when you also too factor in running 2 setups, you know, you're not just swapping out tires every 3 or 4 years. You're swapping out tires on maybe 1 set of the rims every 5 or 6 years, depending how long you keep the car. I mean, those winter and summer tires, you know, they're being swapped on and off constantly. And if you have a staggered setup like this and the tires are not directional, you can just flip-flop them back and forth. I mean, it's not going to do much with tire rotations, but having that extra performance in your summertime and in the winter time is definitely a great route to go. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by, listen to what I had to say. Hopefully you guys got a little bit more knowledge on how all these tires work once again, and I am going to see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned, on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
But you know I'm in the back now. Go to the bank and I cash out. I'm in a space and I blacked out.